Welcome to UpperEdge on Full Throttle TV for tonight's London Recreational Racing Cup Series powered by Roadlife event. We're just moments away from getting underway with tonight's racing program, but first let's take a moment to thank the people that make it possible. London Recreational Racing. London Recreational Contracting has gained a remarkable reputation as an industry leader in concrete pool and spa construction by focusing on three key factors: quality, creativity, and outstanding customer service. A proud sponsor of countless racing vehicles and events, London Recreational is a leader on and off the track. The Circle Alliance. The Circle Alliance is a digital and online global marketing firm, providing marketing, promotional, and advertising platforms. The Circle Alliance showcases a diverse collection of musical artists, male and female models, and business organizations using a vast variety of digital and online sources to market clients' products and services worldwide. The Circle Alliance is the vehicle for your vision. Our Expression Studio, a small digital studio with corporate-style passion, creativity, and capability. Our Expression has a diverse clientele base that extends from massive web development and CMS projects to the finest detail in a graphic design project for a low-budget race team. Motor Components. Facet Purelator self-priming high-lift electronic fuel pumps are the specified choice of both domestic and foreign nameplate original equipment diesel and gasoline engine manufacturers.
And getting ready to do battle here in the desert tonight, we welcome you to the Phoenix International Raceway here for the London Recreational Racing Cup Series Championship Elimination Race here tonight. The Roadlife 150, race 2 of the final and third round here in the chase for the championship. Race 21 of the season, and it's about getting ready to be kicked off here tonight, doing their drivers meeting at the moment here. And then we'll do qualifying, 15 minutes for these 19 drivers currently in the session at the moment to get around and try and get the fastest time to get yourself on the pole. And of course, this being the second to last race of the season and the second race of the final round, we know the 4 drivers already in the race. We saw how they performed last week at Michigan. And if you didn't see on Austin Hartenfeld's Twitter page, a 3-wide finish. I don't believe it was a finish, but a 3-wide picture there between the top 3 in the championship, and we'll show you who those guys are at the moment. At the top, it's going to be Corey Hoover in that 33. He comes in here with only a 1-point gap over his RCA Racing teammate Austin Hartenfels there. Raleigh Grant Davis, the first of the Flat Out Motorsports drivers, 4 points back of that, and then the incident that Michael Araya had at Michigan last week, 11 points back, and for some reason he gets a special font there for 11 points. But this is the chase standings at the moment. These are as of last week at Michigan once the checkered flag flew there. And you can see just how close it is between all 4 of the guys, and tonight really going to be the determining factor of how they all stack up next week at Homestead Miami Speedway, the final race of the season. And that's when we determine a champion. Will it be RCA Racing who claims the crown, or Flat Out Motorsports claim their dominance once again and finish the season off with a bang? We'll find out here tonight how they'll all stack up. And tonight, Michael Skinner not with us once again. Still having a bit of issues over there with his machine. Actually had our 20th car up in the session, by the way. But he should be back with us here for the final race of the season next week at Homestead Miami Speedway. A fellow Floridian there. I don't think that's the proper term from there, but down from the Florida area. So going to be a home track race of sorts for him. And very quickly, actually had 2 more drivers hop in here, so just to make sure they all end up on the results here. Gonna refresh a little bit here. And qualifying should be starting up in just a little bit here. As about 15 seconds remaining. On the top of the board here in practice tonight, you can see there Raleigh Grant Davis took the top. Corey Hoover second. Austin Hartenfels 4th, and Michael Araya 7th on the board. Those are just practice times. Those are not your qualifying positions for those 4 drivers. We're about to find out where they all stack up here tonight in terms of qualifying. That's practice just wrapping up. And Phoenix here tonight is practice or qualifying just starting up. It'll be 15 minutes on the clock. And you can see them all roll out there. So we head to the track there. Phoenix, a very strange in terms of the layout of the track. Not exactly an oval, a 1 mile short track, if you will. I don't know if you can really call it a short track, but it can definitely feel like a short track at times, and definitely races like a short track. Not a whole lot of room really down that front straightaway. Down here, it's the biggest back straightaway I've ever seen there. As you can see, he goes underneath the yellow line. Austin Hartenfels does. That is going to be legal here tonight, and you can go all the way down as far as you want. Not sure they just had the drivers meeting. Not sure if they gave a rule on how far you can actually go down there. And someone has spun out on the front straightaway. That's a whole lot of mess there. See Joshua Adams there. And have our first couple times up on the board here tonight. Michael Araya currently top of the board with a 26.527. Bring it back down pit road, get some fresh tires on it. And you can see only 11 of the 21 drivers so far taking time. So another, there you go. Jacob Adams there still on track. So I saw it a little bit in practice here. Right on board with Adams, and I hope it doesn't come down pit road here, but really going to be exiting turn 4 here. That wall comes up to you in a hurry right there. Saw a couple guys hit it in practice. Saw a couple guys spin it out, making sure they didn't get into it. So that's going to be a spot to watch here tonight. And really, one driver spins out there. Again, we mentioned that front straightaway not very wide at all. One driver spins out. We actually already saw it in qualifying. One driver spins out, and it can lead to a whole huge mess. And hopefully, should that happen, the Championship 4 somehow find a way around. Joe Lawrence just behind Jacob Adams there. And last week's winner, Joseph Tice, to the top of the board at the moment there. 26.424. Got his first win of the season last week at Michigan. Michael Fenelson there, third on qualifying board at the moment. That's where he finished last week at Michigan. Got caught up in a wreck coming to the start-finish line, unfortunately for him. Pretty fast down pit road he comes. Holly Grant Davis there in 9th. Should make a note that only the top 8 in this qualifying session of round 1 going to make it in to the second round. The top 8 going to be the cutoff there on the qualifying board. And normally around 6 minutes, somewhere thereabout, is when round 1 will end. So they still got quite a lot of time to get back to the line and try and improve their time if they want to try and advance. But as Davis does, actually, you can see there, jumps to second on the board. Flat Out Motorsports there is now second, third. Our teammate Bradley Burke as well, just a lower 10th on the board. Close there, running 7th at the moment. Looked like he got on the wall a little bit there. And here's your points leader coming into tonight, the 33 of Corey Hoover. Not by much. Mentioned his teammate, 29 of Austin Hartenfels, only 1 point separating him from the points lead. Right now, Hartenfels running about 11th, or has itself 11th on the board there. I mentioned to stay down there for too long. So 150 laps tonight is get another look at just how low they go down underneath that dog leg, they call it here at Phoenix, and saw him run a little bit lower underneath the yellow line as well, obviously coming down to pit road there, but seen a couple drivers do that just to get a little bit more speed, a little bit more rotation off 3 and 4. The tire is just a little bit underneath that yellow line in 3 and 4. Works some of the times, and then other times you get it too low and you'll end up spinning out there, and during a race it's not going to be a fun time, because the only way back from that is going up the track, and you're probably going to have a full field coming back at you. Championship runners at the moment so far here, only about 6 minutes into qualifying. Your highest runner right now is the 24, Raleigh Grant Davis, bringing down pit road. Corey Huber just behind in 4th, Michael Araya 5th, and Austin Hartenfels 9th. Joseph Tice currently on top of the board there. Shane Terry in 2nd, and Huber gets into the wall a little bit there, and mentioned it. That wall going to be a trouble spot here tonight. And obviously in qualifying they're getting as much out of it, so they're not going to be pushing their cars this hard here, at least early in the race here. But they're just trying to get every ounce of track they can out of it at the moment. Just see how narrow, I guess, that front straightaway can be. It doesn't look too narrow from here, but inside the driver's seat, not a whole lot of room to make any sort of real advances there. It's just really all going to depend on how well you can come off turn 4, and if you can successfully at least get your nose in there before you get into 1. And turn 2 wall, don't think it'll be as big of a factor coming off turn 2, exiting. Because if at least crank it hard enough to the left to try and avoid it, at least you got that wide dog leg there to try and balance it out. So round 1 should be ending here in just a couple minutes. We'll see the top 8 roll out once again. About the 5-minute mark is normally when the track reopens. Here with Raleigh Grant Davis, we'll ride on board with him for a lap, possibly a half. See if he brings it down this time. Not. And here they're not in the gas quite as quick as I had imagined through 3 and 4. Really, it's only when they're just about to exit the corner of turn 4 is when they start getting back into the gas. As well, kind of with 1 and 2. There's not going to be a lot of room for error here tonight. I can mention this track can drive like a short track. It can definitely feel like one as well. 150 laps around here. It'd be interesting to see how the patience wears up here later in the race. As with as short of a track as it is, only 1 mile around this whole raceway here in Phoenix, or in Arizona, I should say. Under the lights here as well. I already noticed they haven't been able to do a whole lot of nighttime racing here this season. Only a few select short tracks. The rest has been under the sun. So one final night race to finish off the season. Of course, next week at Homestead, going to be raced underneath the sunlight. So Adam DeBlasio, the only one left out on track, should be pulling in this time, and then we'll begin round 2 as everybody else is off the racetrack. He's back to the line there. Not improve his time. I don't know if he'll make another one, but your top 8 will be rolling back out onto the track here to try and make another good run at it will be Joseph Tice, Shane Turian, Raleigh Grant Davis, Corey Hoover, Michael Araya, Michael Fennelson, Joe Lawrence, and Carl Shedd. Your top 8 there, as de Blasio going to pull it back down. So 5 seconds remaining. Should see them roll back out onto the track once it reaches 0. And we do. Everyone rolling out once again. I say everyone, really the top 8 there, rolling out once again. 5 minutes to improve their time. The only guy still waiting here is the 33, Corey Hoover. He's not pulled out the track quite yet. But no real rush here. Again, still about 4.5 minutes remaining. Alright, so these will be the first real timed laps for these guys. See if anybody has any sort of advantage here. As Terry going to slide it through the corner there. He's going to all but junk that lap. Pole sitter here coming back to the line, as he's going to spin it out as well. So spin a little bit of drift entering 3 there. So he'll throw that one away as well. Mariah coming back for his second lap. We'll most likely see him on pit road here. Let's see what he's going to bring it back down. Get some fresh tires on it. And Michael Fennelson going to pull out for another lap here. Right on board, Fennelson, for his run here, and see what the racetrack's feeling like at the moment here in qualifying. All the way up to the wall, and in a interesting line there. As going to spin it a little bit, exiting 4 there, and he's going to all but junk this lap as well. So we'll hop on board with the pole sitter here for the moment. See how he does with only 3 minutes remaining. Of course, entering 1 there, want to get all the way to that yellow line. Not really going to want to get underneath that yellow. Of course, once you do that, it's going to most likely upset the balance of that car, and you may find yourself heading up all the way up towards that outside wall. And coming back to the line here. .513, a tenth off his best, but still at the top. Just a little over 2 minutes remaining. Still yet to see Hoover come back out onto the track. Of course, doesn't have to make another lap. Currently sitting 4th. Not too bad of a starting spot there, so. But Larai going to come back to the line here. 26.561. Just about 4/100ths off his best. Still showing there's a bit of speed left here in the racetrack here. Carl Shedd actually pulling back down pit road. Seemed like Fennelson just coming out. And just a little under 1.5 minutes remaining here. Back to the line, this should be Fennelson's warm-up lap. Excuse me, this should be... Well, it should have been his Q lap. As you can see, he does a little slide through the exit of 2. And let's go junk that lap. So this will be Davis's fast lap here, which is about 50 seconds remaining. All but 3 drivers on the track at the moment. And now it's only looking like 3. Taryn looking like he's going to bring it back out for another run. And Davis back to the line there. And betters his time up to 3rd with that lap. mentioned Tarian just coming back out. About 10 seconds remaining here, so still got a couple guys left out on the track. Davis gonna bring it down. Shed looking like he's gonna stay out on the track here, and clock has expired. See, it's Michael Araya pulling off. We'll see how Tarian stacks up here. And he's actually gonna bring it down. So that will be your qualifying here tonight. We'll show you where they all stack up here. It's gonna be Joseph Tice who takes the pole here tonight. A win last week at Michigan. And will take the pole tonight. Carl Shed going to line up second there. Raleigh Grant Davis third. Shane Tarian fourth. Corey Hoover fifth. Michael Araya sixth. Michael Fennelson seventh. Joe Lawrence eighth. Bradley Burke ninth. Austin Hartenfels 10th. Samuel Close 11th. Jake Watson 12th. Walker Thomas 13th. And Irison's going to reset our scoring here. So now everyone setting up the grid there on pit road. I believe it's going to be 2 pace laps here tonight. And before we set them loose here for 150 laps, take you through what the chase is looking like one more time, again, before we take the green flag. Corey Hoover comes in tonight, your points leader. Austin Hartenfels, his teammate, only 1 point back of his RCA Racing teammate there. Raleigh Grant Davis, the first of the Flat Out Motorsports drivers there. 4 points back, starts third here tonight. And Michael Araya, 11 points back, starting, I think that's 5th, 6th here tonight. And for those 4 drivers, really still all close together, this race really going to be the deciding factor of what Homestead is going to look like next week in terms of the points and how everyone's going to stack up. Again, no reset after this race, or after Homestead. That will be the deciding race. We'll find out who the champion is after that 22nd and final race there. But tonight, we focus on the 21st race and the second to last race of the season, the second race of the third and final round of the London Recreational Racing Cup Series Championship Elimination. So all but one car on track at the moment. And he has just gotten onto the track, so let him loose again. I'm thinking it's 2 pace laps around here tonight. I guess we'll find out and see whether the pace car dives onto pit road this time or next time. It's going to be a fairly crowded Phoenix International Raceway here tonight. Again, mentioned 21 cars have all taken the grid here tonight. Under the lights here. On the West Coast here. Somewhat of a home track race for us here. Really a state over from where we're located here, but it's nice to be on the West Coast. And the pace car will pull it down, so getting ready to set them loose here. Green flag is out, 150 laps decided. Dead even there on that front row, heading into turn 1. Polo Bros Racing, 1-2 at the moment. See just how low they go underneath that dog leg. Of course, that yellow line under there, going to be fair game. Normally at the restrictor plate tracks, that's out of bounds. Not the case here tonight. And it's looking like, I believe, Carl Shed, yes, did lead the first lap here tonight. Now, just Tice falling a little bit back there. Raleigh Grant Davis going to take over the second spot. Lawrence and Lariah, or excuse me, Hoover and Lariah. Oh, and the caution is out here early tonight. Looks like Joshua Adams around on the back straightaway. He's got some pretty heavy front end damage to his car as well. This caution will come out here on lap 2 tonight. Just crossed the line for lap 3. See what happened to Joshua here. Right next to the 94 Adam Blasio there. Not sure if de Blasio came down thinking Joshua was going to be all the way down below that yellow line. Take another look at that here. Just looks like the 94 just came down expecting Joshua to be below that yellow line. Side by side there, and just gonna into his door, but Velocity comes out and finds it's Adams who's gonna find that inside wall. Pretty heavy contact, and 2 laps in, didn't really expect anyone to come down pit road. Well, as I say that, it was really more the back half of the field. Leaders did stay out. And Raleigh Grant Davis actually going to take over the lead there. I have to imagine Carl Shedd came down pit road. And he did. As well as the 5 of Joseph Tice. It'll be Ryan Dyson, the first one off. Only 2 tires on that 28. So at the moment, your chase runners currently running 1, 2, 3, 5. Davis running out the top at the moment. Corey Hoover second, Michael Uriah third, and Austin Hartenfeld is running 5th, with Joe Lawrence just between. And the lights on the pace car already out. So we're going to come back to racing here. Lap 6. Little quickie yellow there. Lap 2, so already saw a good bit of racing up front early here tonight. Before we go back, actually, Josh was still sitting on pit road. There was going to see the damage on that 88. I believe he's already gone. Yes, a lap down. He's coming back out now. Before they take the green flag, see if he makes it back up to the rear of the field. Alright, so the pace car going to pull down here. And just a little quickie yellow there. 24 in control of the field, so we come back to the green. And it is out. We'll try it once again. Pretty good jump there for the 24 of Davis. Down in front of the 33. Ryan didn't look like he got too great of a start there. Hartenfeld's already all over the back. Joe Lawrence actually took over the 3rd spot from that restart, hunting down Hoover for 2nd. Back to the line. I believe that was a 19 around in turn 4. Does that collect anybody else? Tom Story looking like he's slid down into pit road. He'll make it out all right. And already our 2nd caution of the night, and Adams pretty well tore up on the front end there. See some smoke rolling out of it. We'll see what happened there. You can see the 19 around. Not sure if he had some contact. Kind of digs it in. No, he just gets loose all on his own there. Just trying to stay off the 17 to Sam close. Would have had it saved. Oh, and unfortunately, that's where he gets all the front end damage. Tom Story runs into the front. Really nowhere to go for Tom. I want to see that again because it was just, I think it was just a case of Adams just trying to stay away from Sam close there. Just trying to make sure he didn't get into the quarter panel. Just slips up. Again, I think he would have had it pretty well saved if he just kept it down to the bottom, just corrects it back up at the top, and again, the Story just nowhere to go. So the leaders still out on the racetrack. These 2 quickie cautions, not enough to convince them that it's time to come down pit road. Not a whole lot shuffled around on that restart. Joe Lawrence got up to 3rd there. Not a name we get to talk about a lot, but it seems like whenever he's in one of these races, only up towards the front. Haven't seen him in a few weeks. Michael Araya shuffled back to 4th there. Austin Hartenfeld's 5th. And the other flat-out motorsports driver there got his first win at Talladega, Bradley Burke, back in 6th. Very solidly in the top 10. And the lights on the pace car are still on, so it looks like we'll get the green flag coming to lap 11. Story closing or coasting into his box there. Not sure if the engine let go there or not, if he's just coasting it in. The two bulletproof racing drivers involved. Pretty early incident here. Jacob Adams and Joshua Adams both involved here. Not in that wreck. Adams going around after a bit of contact with Adam de Blasio, and Jacob Adams just losing it. And 4 just trying to stay off the 17 of Sam Close there. Fortunately collected Tom's Story in it as well. Lights should be out this time, and they are, so stack them up once again. The 24, Raleigh Grant Davis, the leader at the moment, picks the outside lane once again. And your top 5 before we get back going to green here. Raleigh Grant Davis first, Corey Hoover second, Joe Lawrence third, Michael Araya 4th, and Austin Hartenfeld's 5th there. It's Carl Shedd 7th. Ryan Dyson 8th, Shane Terrian 9th, and Joseph Tice 10th. Bradley Burke back there in 6th as well. Alright, so it's looking like cautions breeding cautions early here tonight. Let's see if that was the last event. We have a few more in store. Pace car pulling off. 24 in control of the restart. Green flag back out once again. And Davis back down to the bottom there. Lawrence fighting with Araya for that 3rd spot once again. Will easily take it there, and Ryan Dyson all the way under the yellow line there, trying to make up as many positions as possible. Fighting with the 45 of Carlos Shedd there. That's the battle for 7th. As Hartenfels and Burke fight for that 5th spot. And now Shedd will dive underneath of Hartenfels. I don't think Austin was quite expecting that one, so he had to take a double check there. And Hartenfels losing a few spots early here. And Ryan Dyson kind of threw it into turn 3 there. Almost got into the 5 of Joseph Tice. Keeps it off of him, however. Shane Terrian looks like he's going to take advantage of the momentum lost all the way on that high side. See if he gets any sort of a run out of the corner. It's looking like Dyson's going to have the advantage. And now Hoover applying some pressure on Joe Lawrence there. With Michael Araya underneath the 33 there. Exiting 4. The battle is on for 3rd. And now it's Bradley Burke. Take advantage of the teammate fighting for 3rd. I don't think that high side will really work for any sort of pass. It just seems like once you get up there, it seems like with all the short tracks, you just stall out. So up there once again, the 33 Hoover. Tires just below the yellow line there. Just trying to get as much grip and turn the car the best he can. So Joe Lawrence up to 2nd. Araya currently with the lead. And I think we've mentioned, but win here, of course, does not really guarantee anything for you here. If you're one of the 4 championship drivers, just gives you a little bit of an extra edge going into next week to Homestead Miami Speedway. And it can give you a little bit more confidence. This battle is still waging on competitively there with Lariah and Hoover. Hoover really needing to pick up some more points here tonight. Mentioned he's 11 points out of it at the moment with that incident he had at Michigan last week. I believe it was with that 45 of Carl Shedd. Position wasn't too bad. And Lariah did try and cross under the 33 of Hoover there. Wasn't quite enough room. Some battles back here in the field as well. Joseph Tice trying to work over the 29 Boston Hartenfels. Will be for 7th at the moment. Oh, and the 38 of Shane Terrian just about loses it coming off turn 4. Gathers it back up and keeps the race car in one piece. It was just a bit too much wheeling it coming off the corner. Just about loses it, and that inside wall was creeping up in quite a hurry. Does a great job, and the 14 of Michael Fennelson, his teammate, is the only car that got by. And once again, Bradley Burke trying to race with his teammate Michael Lariah, but Michael going to have the position underneath the 33 of Corey Hoover. No, not quite. Entering turn 3 there. And with all that, Joe Lawrence actually starting to close the gap up to the leader of Raleigh Grant Davis. Davis with 2 wins on the season so far. Joe Lawrence winless. Might change tonight. Again, mentioned, seemed like any time Lawrence is in one of these races here, does very well, always up towards the front. He's been able to reach victory lane, but quite a number of top 5s for that 78. He's in position to take over this lead. One of the championship contenders at the moment. Right on board here with Lawrence. He stalks 24 Raleigh Grant Davis. Oh, but to the back bumper there. Lawrence a little bit higher there on the exit. Lawrence kept it a little bit better to the bottom. Not necessarily fastest around there, just difference in lines. A little bit of contact with the wall for Lawrence there. Wasn't a hard hit. See, it did dent the right side just a little bit there. And another battle back here. That's Carl Shedd getting around the 51 of Bradley Burke. Fighting on that outside. He's able to get the run. Just behind as well, Austin Hartenfeld is trying to get into this mix. Championship contenders as well. Tice all the way under that dog leg there, trying to get as much of an advantage as he can. Get back up to the 29 there. A bit of a blink from the 5. So we just take lap 25 here tonight. I don't know exact numbers here. Should we get a green flag stop underway before too long here? About maybe 60, 65 laps. If that's the case, looking probably around lap 70. Might be a bit sooner than that. Not exactly sure the fuel numbers here tonight. See there, Carl Shedd underneath the 44 of Michael Lariah. Early in the season, these two basically dominated the show week in and week out. Lariah getting the better end of each deal. Carl Shedd definitely came to life later in the season, 5th at the moment. Unfortunately knocked out 2 weeks ago at Talladega just racing for the first points trophy of the season. Loriah going to get racing once again with Corey Hoover there to the inside. We've seen Hoover stronger on the top side, and it's looking like that'll be the case once again. With that momentum loss, Carl Shedd going to take his chances to the inside of Loriah there. And we'll get the position away from Michael. See, Bradley can get the same luck as well. Not going to be able to follow the 45. We may have Hartenfels on his back bumper before too long as well. Battle up front hasn't really changed much. These guys stayed close ever since the drop of the green. Lawrence just not close enough to try and make that move. It's been stable at about 0.2 of a second each lap of the gap. It's really going to take, I think, for Lawrence a run out of the corner. Great run out of the corner. Got the run there, going to get underneath the yellow line, and he's going to close that gap once again, just about to the back. Off turn 4 there. It's going to be basically even. Lap times, however, last time Lawrence is better. This time it's going to be the same story, with Lawrence just a tenth better. 78, definitely faster, just really been able to find a lane around the 24. And Lawrence just kind of taking his time, taking it easy here, knowing there's still quite a lot of racing left to go here. It's about 120 laps. This battle still waging on a bit, and a bit farther. Battle there, that's for the 9th position. Joseph Tice and Shane Terrian. Someone possibly got into the wall just a little bit farther up the field. Terrian still fighting back on the inside there, barely the nose as they get into 1. See, Shane had to back off just a little bit, probably pick up the car walking up the track. And going to lose quite a number, or quite the gap to that 5. See if he can gain it back. Now Lawrence, or excuse me, Loriah, will fight for that position back from the 45 of Carl Shedd. Lawrence running 5th at the moment. And both of these guys closing up to the back bumper of the 33, Corey Hoover. As the leader is fairly well checked out at the moment. A separate, or a second separating them, or at least Davis from Hoover. And you can see Carl Shedd to the inside of Hoover. So once again, Corey prevails, going down the back straightaway there. Hoover all the way under the dog leg, and Hoover will prevail. Hartenfels fighting with the 14 now of Michael Fennelson. Joseph Tice just behind Fennelson as well. Those drivers both fighting for the win last week at Michigan. Tice and Fennelson were. Fennelson does have a position to the inside of Austin Hartenfels there. Off the corner, seems like the advantage will be to the 29. Michael going to have the preferred lane. A bit farther up as well. This battle still going on as Joe Lawrence thought he was going to have the nose underneath the 24, but he's right to the back bumper at this point. seemed like once those guys start to battling out front, that's probably when you're going to see these guys in back start to catch up. But as soon as I say that, the 45 are going to try once again underneath the dogleg. Going to have the nose just barely to the inside. Hoover going to give. But he's just so good on that, really the higher lane off corner exit. You can see just gets better exit speed really than anybody else. And now Hoover going to dive it all the way underneath the dog leg there. Going to get to the door, possibly. Nope, I thought he was going to get 3 wide there. He will get side by side with his teammate, 51 of Bradley Burke. Okay. Lawrence in the wall once again over there. And now Burke going to be able to get by Carl Shed there. That's for the 4th position. Michael Lariah tried to follow suit, but that door is shut pretty quickly there. Tarian and Hartenfels doing battle once again there. That's for the 9th spot. So Hartenfels lost a couple more positions there. 40 laps complete so far here tonight. 18 drivers still on the lead lap and on the track. Joshua Adams so far has disconnected for the night. Tom Story and Jacob Adams still sitting on pit road. And now it'll be Bradley Burke, who tries to take the 3rd position away from Corey Hoover. So those guys ran side by side. That's allowed the leaders to check out just a little bit more. Davis has now pulled away about 1.5 seconds away from Hoover there. We're going to try the inside once again, but Hoover again just so good off of the corner on that high side. Really no one been able to compete with Hoover getting on the inside. Davis, or excuse me, Lariah just dives it down so deep into that dogleg, just trying to get all he can. Doesn't work out half the time, but getting side by side with another driver, most likely we're going to see most of the speed. Carl Shed trying to take that spot away from Bradley Burke there. Fennelson has now come into that picture as well. Still side by side. That's for the 4th position there, with Burke and Shed still going at it. Fennelson and the caution is out. The 22, Jake Watson, around on the back straightaway. Cautions come out here on lap 45, a 3rd one of the night. Got some right side damage. Not sure if that was contact with the wall or another driver. We're about to find out. All by himself. The damage was already there prior. Wow, this is a very weird place to get loose. I haven't really seen anybody do that here at Phoenix. Just seemed like once he got to the apex there, the back straightaway, where it kind of curves, that's where he got loose. There's a little dip there as well. A very strange place to get loose. But he keeps it in one piece there. And now I have to imagine everyone going to bring it down pit road, including the leaders. These front guys have been out since the drop of the green, and lap 46 here, they'll all bring it down for fresh tires and fuel. Like Chris Wright going to stay out. Not sure if he went a lap down, if he's just staying out to lead a lap. Either way, I don't think he got back to the line quick enough. He did not, so Chris Wright going to be the only one to stay out here tonight. And we'll see how they come off pit lane. really a good angle there at the exit of pit road, but to imagine it's going to be Davis. No, it's going to be Corey Hoover who gets out first there. Davis looking like a second slower pit stop that time around. Hoover with a 14.7, Davis with a 15.1, so not too big of a difference there. But it was enough to get the points leader coming into tonight. The second spot, and will be the lead. As Chris Wright going to bring it down pit road. Joe Lawrence going to retain the second spot there. Actually, may have been... was Joe Lawrence second, and unofficially Joe Lawrence was credited with that lap led. I mentioned Davis going back to third there. Yeah, not too bad of a pit stop for Davis, just better pit stop, I guess, for Corey Hoover there. So if you're just joining us here tonight, closing in on 100 laps left here at Phoenix, this win will take it to the green once again. To the chase points as of the checkered flag at Michigan last week. These are not live chase points, but Corey Hoover currently, or was the top coming into tonight. Austin Hartenfeld is his teammate, his RCA Racing teammate. With only 1 point back coming into tonight. Raleigh Grant Davis, the first flat-out motorsports driver there, 4 points back. And Lariah came in to tonight, 11 points back after the incident he had with the 45 Carl Shed at Michigan last week. So the lights on the pace car are out. Here is your top five. Here coming back to the restart. Corey Hoover, your leader. Joe Lawrence second. Raleigh Grant Davis third. Bradley Burke fourth. Joseph Tice will run out your top five. Jake Watson has disconnected for the night as well. Joshua Adams. Those are the only two who have disconnected tonight. Jacob Adams actually has come back out on the track. Tom Story still sitting on pit road. Is about to come back to the green flag here. Pace car is in. Hoover is off. The green flag back out in the air here. 100 laps to go. Hoover with an amazing start there. Now it's Lawrence fighting for that second spot with the 51 of Bradley Burke. Joseph Tice all the way underneath that yellow line. Going to get in front of the 44 of Lariah there. Davis back to fourth there on that restart. Actually now going to be back to 100 laps to go here. 50 laps complete here tonight. Shed fighting the 29 and 14, make a little bit of contact there, exiting two. No harm, no foul. But now it's Shane Terrian on that outside. Hartenfeld feeling like he may be going back to 10th here. A bit of danger, I'm sure, for that 29. But he has come in here tonight. A fairly good position if he wants a chance at championship next week at Homestead. Right now, Hoover coming into the night with the points lead, leading the race at the moment. Davis fourth, Michael Arias sixth. All these guys having a pretty good night. Almost into the wall for Mariah there. As Lawrence retains the second spot, Bradley Burke third, Grant Davis in fourth. It's looking like Carl Shea going to try and get underneath. Once again, the 44 Lariah is going to have the nose inside, and Fenelson going to try his luck at Carl Shea now. Might get the spot. His teammate just behind there. As Austin Hartenfeld did lose that ninth spot for Perry. Now Lariah. 5 Joseph Tice just in front now. Right on board here with Michael Ryan. He's getting around the Phoenix International Raceway at the moment. Get to the inside of the 5. His teammate Raleigh Grant Davis just ahead. Oh, and the caution is out. You see the 19 Jacob Adams around. Don't think he was the cause of the caution. Might have been, actually. He's all the way to that yellow line. Seemed like he may have a bit more damage. See exactly what happened. He's just coasting around the track. Not sure if that's exactly what brought out the caution or not, however. And he's either... I believe he's either out of fuel or the engine has expired on that 19. If I can see exactly when this started. Engine's still running there. I don't believe this was the cause of our caution, but might have been, and you can see there the plume of smoke and the engine expiring on that 19 and still sitting out on the track. That may have been, we didn't come to a complete stop then, but makes it to the box, and it's looking like everyone but the 29 of Austin Hartenfels and the 18 of Walker Thomas going to bring it down pit road. Looking like Corey Hoover just 2 tires on that stop, as well as Raleigh Grant Davis and Shane Terrian. A big stack up there, the exit of pit road. And with this somewhat few laps as they ran, under that green flag run, can kind of see why Austin Hartenfeld stayed out. Fell all the way back to 10th there. A little bit of strategy here, probably hoping for another quickie yellow here. We'll see how this 29 stacks up here tonight, as well as the 18 of Walker Thomas, and the 2 who stayed out there. So no surprise, Jacob Adams has also disconnected for the night. It'll make 3 drivers who've left the session tonight. 17 drivers still on the track. Tom Story still sitting on pit road after his engine problems. So the start of the race again, 21 cars tonight. 17 still out on the racetrack. So still a good number here. About going to 90 laps to go. Still got a good number of the field on the track here, and should lead to a pretty good finish. We've seen a lot of aggressive racing here tonight. Aggressive but clean, the key word there. The lights on the pace car are out. I'll show you the top 5 here. It'll be Austin Hartenfels, Walker Thomas. The front row there, Corey Hoover 3rd, Raleigh Grant Davis 4th, and Shane Terrian turned out top 5 there. Hartenfels choosing the outside for this restart. Definitely seems like that outside gets an advantage. Now space car will pull off. It's definitely being the leader that gives you the advantage, as well as a green flag out and Austin's away. It's a pretty good jump on the field there. As it was looking like Hoover was trying to get underneath the 18 of Walker Thomas, but he stayed out. That'll make it just about 3 wide there, as Hoover going to really dive it underneath that yellow line. The furthest we've seen him all night. He's going to get to the 3rd spot after all that, and he's still underneath the yellow line there as they enter 3. It's getting pretty crowded over there. Still side by side, all the way back to about the 11th position there. I think this has a very good ending. The 33 almost into the back of his teammate there. Both running for that championship. And Hoover once again all the way underneath that dogleg. So Hoover going to get back to the 2nd spot there. Hartenfeld's not losing too many positions, but Walker Thomas falling all the way back to the 7th position. Hartenfeld still holding on to 5th. I think he may fall back to 6th here before too long. It's going to be Hoover and Davis fighting for that top spot. Hartenfeld's looking like he's going to fall back to 6th here, so Shane Terry can follow the 5 around the 29 there. Uriah trying to find a way around the 18 of Walker Thomas there. Samuel Close will follow as well. See Shane Terry to the inside, the 45 of Carl Shedd. Try and follow as well if he can. It's very low down that dog leg there. And of course, the risk you take with going that low, as you see Bradley Burke underneath the 33, Corey Hoover. Hoover should have the run exiting here. And he does. There's no one better off corner exit than the 33. But he's pressured from below. Now it's Joe Lawrence trying to take that 3rd spot away from the 51 of Bradley Burke. Just all the way down underneath that yellow line, trying to get every inch of track they can. And Lawrence a little bit loose exiting the corner there. Just Tice going to take advantage. He's going to get that 4th spot away from Lawrence. Says not so fast, going to come right back at it. He's going to now fall behind the 5. And the battle for the lead starting to heat up once again there. Hoover all the way to the back bumper now of the 24. So we ride on board with Hoover. And he gets to the outside. I think he's going to try and cross under here at the exit of the corner. Gets the power down. See if he can get a good enough run. Will not put the pressure on. Now we're starting to see Davis underneath that yellow line. Haven't seen him use that a lot so far here tonight. Definitely doing what he needs to do here tonight to try and make or get an advantage here as they go into Homestead. Well, he's led 53 laps so far here tonight of the 69 Grand. Hoover has led 8 of them. Austin Hartenfeld has led 4. Something like the 44 of Michael Uriah so far has led none here tonight. They were battling, that's allowed the guys just behind to start closing up that gap. Bradley Burke right into the back bumper once again of the 33, Corey Hoover there. As they're about 5 laps away from halfway. Burke going to get to the inside. I don't think it'll be quite a match again. We've seen the speed Hoover has off that high side. And he's going to use it once again. Burke going to try once again, gets underneath that yellow line. Into 3. Again, there's going to be no contest, as now Joseph Tice is going to try his luck on the outside of that 51. At the advantage coming to the line there. And Joseph really using that high lane to his advantage, going to be able to clear the 51 just on that outside. Not sure if that's picking up some speed and some grip or what, but it's definitely looking like it has some speed here tonight. Maybe be able to be using or used for some passes here with some other guys. Hoover going to try once again all over the back bumper of the 24. To the outside once again, they're going to have enough of a run to go at it. Try to dive underneath the 14 of Michael Fiddleson, just about going around there on the front straightaway. He saves the car. I think it may have been the same situation as the 38 earlier tonight. Front straightaway, so. And speaking of the devil, that's actually the teammate, the 38, who lost it just a bit earlier. Was able to make the same great save. I think just again, a little bit too much wheel in it, and just about losing it. What a job he does of saving that car. Only lost position from that 44 of Michael Araya. That was the A spot. As now Joseph Tice going to make the run underneath the 33. Again, don't think there'll be any contest off the corner. As the 33 does have the run. And officially halfway through tonight's event in the second to last race of the season. Bradley Burke all over the back bumper of the 5 of Joseph Tice. That. Oh, and the 51 of Bradley Burke going around on the front straightaway. That'll bring out the caution. And just trying to get his number there. Not sure if he got the inside wall. It's looking like he did. Very unfortunate. Was doing a heck of a job here tonight. Up in the top 5 for most of it. See what happened to this 51. It's been the same situation as the 14. Just a bit too much wheel into it. Just lose it and just kind of kisses it. Get it into it too hard. Extremely hard. I don't think it'll be too much of a factor tonight. In terms of the damage. That car has been, and that driver has been a factor all night. Seeing a lot of aggressive racing here tonight, and these top 2 knowing what's on the line, both trying to get the lead away from one another, both fighting for that championship next week at Homestead Miami Speedway, the final race of the season, and a big checkup getting onto pit road. Everyone brings it down once again. See Tom Story back out on the track there, 67 laps down, but he will get the lucky dog, and that was 66. And we'll see how they all roll off pit road here. I think the 94 down to the Velocity possibly missed his stall. Joe Lawrence going to rocket out of pit road. He's going to get out first. 24, Raleigh Grant Davis second. Corey Hoover going to get out 5th there. There's 3 spots there. The Lawrence, Tice, and Shed there. maybe de Blasio didn't miss his stall. A 13.8 second stop, I believe, so well, he's just gonna get out first. Car sticker on for quite a while, it looked like. Well, track is not sports graphic owned, but you can see the 94 de Blasio is going to bring it down pit road. So I'm imagining he did miss his stop and just getting a lap led there. The lights on the pace car are out, so we're going to go back to racing here. Lap 82 of 150 here tonight. Winding down the second to last race of the season here at Phoenix. So here will be your top 5 for the restart. Joe Lawrence ended up being your leader there. Raleigh Grant Davis second. Carl Shedd third. Joseph Tice fourth. Adam de Blasio, that'll be fifth. That'll belong to the 33 of Corey Hoover. Lawrence actually choosing the outside for the, or the inside, I should say, for this restart. See how well that works out. Everyone else has chosen the outside. Lawrence already off, and the green flag out. He may have changed his lanes a bit too early there, but does end up with the lead. Corey Hoover fighting with the 38 of Shane Tarian there. And Joseph Tice going all the way down there trying to get good of his run as he can on the 24 of Davis. And the 5 Tice going to spin it out. He's going to save it somehow. Rest of the field checking up there. Oh, and the 5 now going to go around. The 33 involved into the wall. Like he'll keep it together there. Not too heavy contact. Did get the right side of the car off the track, off the ground, and somehow the 5 gonna save it. And that could have been big time trouble for the guy who came in here tonight leading the points. We'll see what all happened there. Started with the 5 of Tice just getting loose. Trying to get as much as he can in the 24 and gets in there. Doesn't want to get into the 24. Slides sideways. The 33 has to check up. Gets behind. And then gets off Fenelson and pretty big contact with the 33. Doesn't look like he has too much damage, however, cosmetic-wise. Have to see what the suspension is looking like there. And Hoover all the way back to 11th after that whole mix-up. Just behind the 44, Michael Araya. So Joe Lawrence to the top of the board here. Raleigh Grant Davis second, Carl Shedd and Shane Tarian fighting for that 4th spot, or 3rd spot there. Shedd gonna take it. Moves up to 5th after that contact with Tice. Martenfeld's up to 6th at the moment. Corey Hoover getting the 10th spot away here. Sam close. Still trying to work him over there. Trying to get that 9th spot away now as well. 12 of Chris Wright. He's got the 51 of Bradley Burke just behind him. All 3 of those guys at 33, 51, and 44. trying to make their way back up to the front after that little mix-up on the restart. Dennis now up to the back bumper of the 38. Shane Terry in there. It's close. Mariah and Burt all fighting for that 11th spot. Sam Close has it at the moment. Mariah and Burt trying to take it away. These two teammates still battling for that 4th spot. Dragging the field just a little bit. Once again, this battle is still going on for 11. Mariah all the way underneath that yellow line there. So as Lawrence comes back to the line, there's 60 laps to go here tonight. And, we're just going to step away for a quick moment here, and then we'll bring you green flag coverage all the way to the checkered flag. When the caution comes out, we'll break in. But here's your top 5. Don't go away. We're going to be right back. You won't miss a thing either. 150 laps to go here tonight for the London Recreational Racing Cup Series Championship Elimination here at the Phoenix International Raceway here tonight. The Roadlife 150. 101 laps in the books here tonight. The second to final race of the season. Your leader is the 78 of Joe Lawrence at the moment. A 2.2 second lead over championship contender, the 24 of Raleigh Grant Davis. With just about 49 coming to 48 laps to go here tonight. And if you're just joining us, again, the second to final race of the season, second race of the final round of the championship here. Three races to a round, and these are how the points looked coming into tonight. These are not live points, but Corey Hoover was the leader coming into tonight. Austin Hartenfels was only 1 point behind. Raleigh Grant Davis 4 points behind, and Michael Uriah 11 points behind. Again, these are all coming into tonight before they took the green flag. And now you can see Davis under some pressure at the moment. 45 of Carl Shedd trying to apply some pressure there. Mentioned some of these guys. The 33 Corey Hoover's having a great run here tonight. Unfortunately, the last restart he got caught up in some action. Fell back to 9th. Might be losing a spot here before too long with Bradley Burke. These guys have been in the back ever since. Haven't really been able to catch back up to the field, or at least to the front of the field. Right now, the 24 Raleigh Grant Davis is your highest running championship driver there. In second, might lose a spot here to the the 38 really loose off turn 4 there. Saves it once again here tonight. Did that earlier in the race. He's going to do it once again. Save a race car once again. Austin Hartenfeld is your second highest championship runner at the moment. He probably got in the wall just a little bit there. At the moment, 3 cars have disconnected from the race. It's Jake Watson in the 22, Joshua Adams in the 88, and the 19 of Jacob Adams. Colin Story is back out on the track, looking to make another position up from the 22, Jake Watson. Quick race recap here tonight of 106 of 150 laps. 5 cautions so far here tonight for 18 caution laps. 7 lead changes. You guys have been racing very aggressively for that top spot and really for all the positions around the racetrack. But they've kept it clean and fair here tonight. That's really what a lot of these guys, the 4 of those guys, are going to need to win a championship. And speaking of championship, Carl Shedd knocking on the door once again of the 24 Raleigh Grant Davis. Going to try and get to the inside here, going in turn 1. No, not quite enough of a run riding on board here with the 45. Get all the way up there, try and make the cross under and get the power down off the corner. And he will do just that. Has the run exiting. And gets to the inside. Will Davis be able to hold it on the outside? We've seen a lot of guys do that here tonight. Shaking the pole all the way down underneath that yellow line. Of course, that not out of bounds here tonight. Not able to complete the pass. Coming back to the line there, 40 laps to go. Michael Uriah and Corey Hoover going at it there for the ace spot. Starting to make a little bit more progress up towards the front for these guys. These are the 2 racing for the championship at the moment. The guy who came into the points as the leader and the guy on the bottom outside looking in at this point. still racing very aggressively for that spot. 51 Bradley Burke been around these guys all night. Like Shed switched up his line just a little bit here tonight, getting a little bit higher up the track. Something like Davis was doing the same. We're still battling for this spot. No one's been able to beat the 33 off corner exit if he's up on that high side. It's been absolutely impossible to pass it. And I'm sure we'll see it here on the front straightaway. Mariah had the edge there, but you can just see the power the 33 has off the corner. It's pretty impressive. Now Lariah going to try and get to that outside. The 33 checks him up just a little bit there. Burke tried to take advantage all the way down to the low side. Hoover checks it up just a little bit here. Here comes Lariah on the outside. Contact is made between the two. And I'm glad Burke didn't make it 3 wide going into that corner. They wouldn't have all fit. And it's Hoover who's backing up at this point. It is 3 wide down the back straightaway. A little bit close there. So Hoover going to lose 2 spots there. Back to 10th. Man who's up front for a good portion of the race, at least in the top 5, finds himself back to 10th after the restart of skirmish. He probably needs a caution just to get back out in front. The 44 into the wall there. Thought it was harder than it was. Thought he was about to lose the race car. Holds on to it. You can see a good bit of damage on that right side. And Burke now under the 33 of Hoover. 5, Joseph Tice has gone a lap down. I believe he actually came down for green flag stop. I didn't think these guys would be able to make it. It's looking like Tice has been the first one to come down. See if anybody else brings it down here before too long. It's just the difference of old tires and new tires here as Joseph Tice tries to work around the 44 of Lariah. Front. The battle's still waging on for that second spot, coming to 30 laps to go. So Tice at this point, we know will be able to make it. So give me the question of, can the rest of these guys make it? Last caution was a few laps ago. I think it was closer to 80 or so laps to go. I'm not exactly sure how much fuel these guys can hold and go here tonight. Obviously, the 5 of Joseph Tice thinks everyone else is going to have to come in for another stop. He's trying to play the gamble here, knowing he has nothing to lose, trying to go for back-to-back wins here in the 3rd and final round. But Joe Lawrence, at the moment, out front, just about 3 seconds over second place, Raleigh Grant Davis. We've mentioned how good Joe Lawrence has been. Whenever he's been in or entered in a race, coming to 30 laps to go, he's 30 laps away from win number 1 on the season. He's had the speed everywhere we've went. He's been in the top 5 for most of the night, here and wherever we go. Just trying to get win number 1 on the season. Increases that gap a little bit more on the 24. Hoover has fallen back to 11th at this point. Again, just kind of thinking he needs a caution. Probably get fresh tires. It didn't look like he was too good on the longer runs. And I think that may be starting to come back and haunt him. At least a little bit earlier in the race, it seemed like he started falling back later into the run. This is what we saw earlier. The 24 and the 45, except it was the 78 of Joe Lawrence who was behind the 24 of Raleigh Grant Davis. I think he's just trying to patiently find a way around. Either that or just doesn't have enough speed to try and make the move or attempt the pass off the corner. But he's been there for a good number of laps. 2/10 has been the gap. While that's happening, you can see the gains the 5 of Joseph Tice has been able to make. The 38 very loose off the corner for the second time. About the 4th time here tonight. It's about back-to-back. He's been loose off turn 4. Like the tires may be wearing off that 45 at this point. And we do see, the 14 of Michael Fennelson has gone around on the back straightaway. Caution is out. Coming to 25 laps to go. This race not over yet. And that's really going to put a hindrance on the 5 of Joseph Tice. Was about to get his lap back. And I think his strategy would have worked. See what happened to the 14 of Fennelson here. Probably got loose off turn 2 there and just tries to correct it. Gets loose the same place we saw the 22 Jake Watson go around. Holds on the brakes and some pretty good contact to the inside wall there. I'm not sure what it is about that part of the track. I know there's a little bit of a dip there, but it's gotten 2 drivers here tonight so far. And of course, everyone going to be on pit road. 24 laps to go, you betcha. Everyone's going to come down for fresh tires and fuel. That car staying out is the 37 Tom Story. He's 66, now 65 laps down here tonight. Just trying to finish it off. So it will not be a factor here tonight. But who gets off pit road first? Joe Lawrence. 4 tires and will quite easily make it off first. A 14.1 second stop, a very speedy stop there. Joseph Tice looking like he's stayed out. Of course, he had to get the waiver, lucky dog. And we'll have to let everybody by. He'll try and get down pit road this time. Look like Raleigh Grant Davis got off second. Shane Terry in third. Austin Hartenfeld's fourth. And Joseph Tice can bring it down pit road. So that'll mean Michael Araya is fifth. Corey Hoover back here in 13th will be 12th. See how much ground he can make back up now that he has fresher tires. That car has been fast all night. Possibly the contact with that 5 of Tice that sent him on 2 wheels earlier. Might have hurt the suspension in that car. Made it a bit harder to maneuver. Should get the one to go next time around. So I'm thinking we're going to go back to racing. 20 laps to go, and of course 5 laps to go will be the cutoff point. Not going to be able to go back to racing after that. And it's been quite the shakeup here for the standings tonight. Again, knew this was going to be the deciding race. On how this ended was really going to determine the standings for Homestead, of course, next week, but how difficult it would be for some and others in terms of trying to claw back and get in a position to be able to get the championship. Raleigh Grant Davis and the pace car lights are out, so we're going to get the green flag. 21 laps to go. Raleigh Grant Davis has been stout all night. 63 laps led under his belt. He's been fighting with that 78 of Joe Lawrence all night. Austin Hartenfeld has made his way back up to the front, sitting 4th at the moment. as well as Michael Araya sitting 5th. This will be your top 5. Joe Lawrence, Raleigh Grant Davis, Shane Terrian, Austin Hartenfels, and Michael Araya. Gonna have to watch for the 33 of Corey Hoover back here in 13th. See if the fresh tires can help him make his way back up to the front. He's got 21 laps to do it. So the base car is off. Maybe our final restart of the night. Lawrence is off. Green flag back out into the air. 21 laps to decide it. And again, a great start for the 78 there of Joe Lawrence, but here comes the 29 of Austin Hartenfels up to second, trying to challenge for that lead with the 78 of Joe Lawrence. Hartenfels is all the way underneath that yellow lane. Oh, and the 51 of Bradley Burke around on the high side, the 12 of Chris Wright into it. No caution yet, the 51 will save it, the 12 will go around. And some pretty good damage for that 12, and the caution is out now. And we'll see what happens. 51, not sure if he got loose entering the corner. If he got some help. But he was the first one to go around, slid down the track. And bounced off the 12 and ended up saving it. Unfortunately, the 12, Chris Wright, did not. He just gets loose entering the corner there. And then unfortunately just nowhere to go for Chris. And the 33 of Corey Hoover just barely avoids that one. May have been a championship avoidance right there. Made it up to 10th on that restart. Up 3 positions from the initial restart. I don't imagine we'll see anyone bring down pit road this time. And really, that caution was going to be a help for Joseph Tice, if any. Davis kind of fakes it, as well as Carl Shedd, Walker Thomas, and 76 of Caden Lapsevich. We're going to break it down with Jamie Dyson, Bradley Burke, and Michael Fennelson. Fennelson probably going to try and get some more damage repaired on the stop. Story going to get another lap back there. I think that puts him 65 laps down. So made up 3 positions after that early incident. So Tom, of course, not running for the championship, just trying to finish tonight off for the rough one it's been so far. Still got 17 drivers on the lead lap. 18 left in the field. 21 we started with. Jacob Adams, Joshua Adams, and Jake Watson have all disconnected so far here tonight. See if the lights in the pace car go off this time. If so, it'll be a restart with 16 laps to go. If not, it'll be 15. And lights stay on, so it'll be 15 laps to go. When we take the green flag, again, 5 laps to go. Caution comes out then. The race will be official. Just getting off pit road there after some possibly final repairs. See if he brings it back down. And he will, so can try and fix some more damage on that 14 after some contact with the inside wall. Brought out our caution before this last caution with 25 laps to go. This most recent caution, the 51 and 12. We have the chance, a quick race recap so far of after 133 of 150 laps here tonight. 7 caution laps for 25, make it 26 caution laps, and 7 lead changes on the night. So it'll be a restart. 15 laps to go. This is last of the cautions. They seem to cautions breed cautions Interesting to see if we've seen the last of it. I think this next restart will be the final one. If it's another quick yellow. So Lawrence chooses the out or inside lane there as we show the top 5 before we get going. Joe Lawrence, Raleigh Grant Davis, your front row there. Then Austin Hartenfeld, Shane Tariant, and Carl Shed. Pace car is off. Lawrence is off on the green flag. Back out in the air. 15 laps to go here at Phoenix. Another great start for Joe Lawrence. Another great start for the 29 of Austin Hartenfeld. Seems like he's timed these restarts so perfectly. And the caution back out once again. The 5 of Joseph Tice now around in turn 1. And cautions will breed more cautions. Looking like the 5 Joseph Tice, actually the motor expiring on that car. We'll see what happens. Turn 1 here. Moved by the 28 of Dyson there, and he just got loose entering the corner there. Tries to save it, almost has him, then overcorrects into the wall. Hard contact, and the engine expires. It will not be back-to-back wins here tonight for Joseph Tice, unfortunately. Pole sitter there. These guys catching back up to the caution for the pace car there. Keep mentioning Corey Hoover, another 2 spots made up on that restart, up to 8th now. I'm sure he doesn't like all these cautions coming out. It leaves him less time to work back up through the field. But at this point, just kind of minimizing the damage with each spot. All the way back to 13th. The initial restart with 25 laps to go. Tom Story going to get another lap back there. These are working in his favor here tonight. 64 laps down now for the 37. Unfortunately, that leaves, again, Joseph Tice a lap down at this point, but sitting on pit road. Joseph was doing a very good job as well, running in the top 5 for most of the night. Unfortunately, just strangely loose into turn 1 is looking like what's going to end his run at the win here tonight. So should get the green flag with about 10 laps to go. 1 to go should be this next time around. And the 14 at least beat the pace car off its looking light. Highest championship runner at the moment, that 29 of Austin Hartenfeld. 1 point out coming into tonight of the points lead. So I think he'll be able to take that over here tonight. Raleigh Grant Davis 3rd. 2nd highest runner there. Michael Arias 6th right now. 3rd highest runner there. Corey Hoover 8th. 4th highest runner. And the lights are off. Get another quick caution. That will be our last restart. Again, 5 laps to go. We'll end it. And your top 5 for this restart. Joe Lawrence, Austin Hartenfeld is your front row there. Raleigh Grant Davis, Carl Shed, 3rd and 4th. Shane Tarian round out your top 5. Michael Arias 6th. Walker Thomas 7th. Corey Hoover 8th. Ryan Dyson 9th, and Xander Close will round out your top 10. Have we seen our last caution here tonight? About to find out. 1 more, depending on when it comes out, might end the race. See if we can raise 10 laps to the checkered flag. Lawrence, your leader. Pace car is in. Lawrence is off. Green flag has not come out yet. I think they possibly delayed the green, the 44 of Loriah. Just about into the wall there. I think they possibly delayed the green there. Taking a look, and they did. They gave Bradley Burke the EOL penalty. Not sure exactly what the deal was with that one. Well, they should be able to re-rack here and go again. So it'll be 9 laps to go for this restart. See if they let the pace car catch back up. Thinking they may have to here. So imagine it'll be 8 laps to go when we actually take the green. And there's the pace car. The lights are still out, so. Alright, so we'll re-rack them once again. It'll just be 8 laps of racing to go to finish it off. Joe Lawrence possibly 8 laps away from winning his first race of the season. Austin Hartenfeld is 8 laps away from possibly getting a boost in the championship standings here tonight. Corey Hoover still back to 8th. Again, just trying to minimize the damage. Has made spots up every restart. See how far up the field he can make it in just 8 laps. Alright, so the pace car will go in this time. Lawrence, your leader, he is off. The green flag in the air. 8 laps to decide it at Phoenix. Looks like the 24 possibly spun the tires a little bit there. Mariah saw going high just a little bit there. Corey Hoover trying to make up some ground. Huge gaggle back there in the back of the pack. Lawrence off and away. Coming back to the line, 7 laps to go for him for his first win of the season. Hartenfeld has to contend with the 45 of Shed here. Davis trying to fight back as well. A 3-way battle for that second spot. Shed with the advantage at the moment. Hartenfeld's all the way to the bottom. Looking like Shed will have the advantage. Hartenfeld will barely find a spot in line. Davis going to drive it back down to the bottom. And the power off the corner for the 29 of Hartenfeld. Loriah all the way down underneath that yellow lane. Hoover in the mix in this as well. Still back to 8th, or the 76, heavy into the wall there. It'll stay green here. 5 laps of racing to go. Hoover by Loriah. Each one of these spots just a point in the chase here tonight. Hoover most likely not going to come out with the lead tonight. But just trying to minimize mistakes at the moment. 4 laps of racing to go. Side by side for the 5th spot. Thomas going to take it away from Tarian. And Loriah almost into the back bumper of the 38. Hoover around the 38. That's the 6th spot. Tarian going to take it back underneath the yellow line there. Around the high side is where the 33's been the strongest all night. Cam Close trying to work around the 44 of Loriah there. He's up to 8th. Going to try and get underneath the 38 of Shane Tarian there. And almost some contact between the 18 and the 29. Getting very close there. Hoover up to 5th. Lawrence, your leader. 2 laps of racing to go. Carl Shedd 2nd. Raleigh Grant Davis 3rd. Austin Hartenfels 4th. Walker Thomas 5th. Here comes Corey Hoover on that high side. Has to check up just a little bit there. Shane Terry going to have the advantage possibly. And now it's Walker Thomas underneath the 29 of Hartenfels there. Into 3. The white flag out here tonight. 1 more lap around Phoenix International Raceway to finish it off. Joe Lawrence, half a lap away from his first win of the season. Still a lot of racing back here. It's getting very tight. Coming back to the line, checkered flag out. First win of the season for Joe Lawrence. He wins at Phoenix. Back to the line. Hartenfeld is going to hold on to 5th. Hoover is 6th. Lariah 8th. Davis going to come home with 3rd. And the fireworks are on. In the sky, that is. I mentioned how good Joe Lawrence has been all season anytime he's been in one of these races. Caps it off tonight, most laps led with 71. Comes down to the start and finish line, and he'll do some donuts. Great racing all around here tonight. And just barely missed that wall. So while he does his celebrating, gonna round up everyone for post-race interviews here tonight. Don't go away, got a lot more to talk about. We'll be right back. And we welcome you back to the Phoenix International Raceway here tonight for the Roadlife 150, second to final race here for the London Recreational Racing Cup Series, powered by Roadlife here tonight. And it was an eventful race all the way through, and it was a fantastic finish with Joe Lawrence getting win number 1 on the season. Carl Shedd ends up second here tonight. Raleigh Grant Davis third, Walker Thomas fourth, Austin Hartenfels fifth, Corey Hoover sixth, Shane Turian 7th, Michael Araya 8th, Samuel Close 9th, Bradley Birkin round out your top 10 there. Chris Wright 11th, Adam de Blasio 12th, Michael Fennelson 13th, Caden Lapsevich 14th, Jamie Dyson 15th, Ryan Dyson 16th, Joseph Tice 17th, Tom Story 18th, Jake Watson 19th, Joshua Adams 20th, and then Jacob Adams going to end up 21st here tonight. All right, now we'll bring in our winner of tonight's event here, the 78, of Joe Lawrence. Joe, you got us?
Yep.
All right, well, it's looking like ever since you've been here, you've been on the verge of victory lane, and you got your first win here tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It seemed like for a while there, you were racing with the 24-hour Raleigh Grant Davis was somewhat hard to get past him. It seemed like once you did, you had the car to just drive away.
No, yeah, passing here is so difficult. You just gotta wait and wait and wait and hope they make a mistake or force them into something. But it was too early to use the bumper, in my opinion, so I was just kind of cruising along. Really, the crew put me up front there, and from there on, it was just I had a fast car, and I was off.
And it seemed like tonight with a lot of guys, it was a little bit difficult to pass, it seemed like. Was that just a case of not getting a good enough run off the corner and obviously not pushing it, trying to get into the corner there? But was it just a bit difficult, hard to pass tonight?
I guess the hardest thing is that if you overdrove it into the corner, you'd lose the right rear and start sliding up the track, and you just couldn't get it hang back on it before the apex, and you'd lose all your drive off. So really, you were trying to set up a move to the outside of guys, but everybody knew that you were trying to do that, so they're very protective of the outside. It's a very rare feature, I find. Usually people are trying to hold off the bottom, and they'll give you the outside any day, any time. But with this track, it's just so difficult to get the run off the bottom underneath someone without getting loose or just not being able to get the throttle down. It's definitely difficult to pass, but I think that's what makes it fun here is you got to be patient or willing to use the bumper, and it can bring some excitement to the racing.
Absolutely, and we saw a lot of it tonight. Well, we were waiting to see you when you finally reach victory lane, and it happens here tonight at Phoenix. So congratulations, win number 1 of the season, and hope to see you next week as well, the season finale at Homestead.
I hope so too. Maybe we can go back-to-back to the end of the season here. That would be a nice thing to do, but hopefully we'll be out there.
All right, so now we're going to bring in the 45 of Carl Shedd here tonight. Carl, you got us?
Yes, sir. I've got you.
All right, well, definitely aggressive for you tonight, and in the top 10 or top 5, really most of the night. I don't think I saw you out of it all night, and so close to win number 1. I saw you battling really hard with the 24 and 78 throughout the race there.
Yeah, it was a fun night, man. Everybody was kind of on top of each other. We get those 30-lap runs, it kind of spread out a little bit and ease up, but yeah, it's just a lot of fun. Guys, this time of the season, they understand one another. They know how to run with each other. They kind of know what to expect. So I just had a great time out there. It was cool to sniff the front and be around it. Things have been a little bit slower these last few weeks with life getting in the way. But yeah, good run tonight, man. It was a lot of fun.
And it seemed like tonight, not really nothing or something we see around here at Phoenix. Seemed like that middle of the high groove was starting to come in later in the race. Saw you a couple times take it high, then try and arc it low. What was the speed like there up tonight? 'Cause it seemed like a lot of guys were using it to their advantage.
Yeah. There's just no run off the bottom. It felt like the car just kind of stalled out. I don't know if it was it might have been the RPMs were just too low. You get revved down too low on the bottom. So you can kind of keep it rolling a little faster up top, and then when you get it angled down, the key was to wait. I saw a lot of people taking that line, but it was really tempting to get into the throttle. We're talking a half a second early. If you'd wait, you could just power all the way down the straightaway. But if you couldn't get to someone's outside there in 3 or 4, you know, you might as well just back it up and try again, because 1 and 2 it was the same as the inside of 3. Your car gets bogged down. You know, you have no RPMs coming off, and then you're just kind of setting yourself up to get past. So it's a good run, and it's good for Joe. We man, there was one spot where I was starting to close the gap, and my car, I got into 3 perfect, and it turned just, I mean, on a dime, and it kind of surprised me. I ended up getting the apron. If I if I had just given it a little more time, we might have had a go at it. But yeah, sometimes it's little things like that that make all the difference.
Absolutely. And one more race to get that elusive first points victory. I know you've been on the verge of it. Got to win this season, didn't count for points. We wish you the best of luck next week at Homestead, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you once again there.
Yes, thank you guys for all you do here in the booth, and thanks to my teammates for putting up with me. And we'll see you guys next week.
All right, so now I'm going to bring in one of our championship contenders here tonight. Raleigh Grant Davis comes home third. Raleigh, you got us?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, a very good run for you tonight. Again, another guy who didn't really leave the top 5 all night. Looked like you did what you needed to do here tonight and came home with a third place finish. Definitely some gains here in the championship.
Yeah, that's one of the best runs. That's my best run of the chase so far. I pretty much stayed. I don't think I dropped lower than 4th the whole race, but that was a challenge. It was really slick, but whoever could get out front, you could really control the race. I mean, me and Joe was just talking just now about moving around. You could really upset whoever was behind you just with the air, make them tied off. So somebody get to your bumper, and then next thing you know, they're like half a second back. So I mean, track position was so important. So luckily, I had my best qualifying effort, other than Talladega, obviously. Qualifying, I've qualified around like 8th every race. Finally, this time I started towards the front. So it was a good race. Looks like we're going to go into Homestead pretty much tied with everybody, maybe 1 point back from the lead. So my focus is already on Homestead. So I'm ready to go. Oh, and I was really glad to bring back the Napa Batteries car. It looks very sharp. So I'm glad it got a good finish this time, because Daytona didn't treat it so nice last time.
It does. It does look very good under lights, and you kind of stole the question I was going to ask. Going into Homestead next week, again, best finish of the 4 here tonight. What's the outlook on that next race next week, knowing you got a pretty good shot at it, finishing above these guys here tonight?
Well, the good thing is, and me and Michael has talked about it ever since the first race of this round of the chase, is like, man, if either one of us can go into Homestead with it, that's one of our strongest tracks. It's certainly Michael's strongest track, which is very dangerous to say since he's so good, but it's one of my best tracks too. So to only be either tied or a point behind, I'm very excited. But it's going to start with qualifying. I need to start up front, because if I can start up front, I think I'm going to stay there. But what set me back a lot this season has been starting around 8th, and we go green flag at these 1.5-mile tracks. So hopefully we start up front and take care of business. But I'm so excited for it.
Absolutely. And it's either going to come down to you guys at Flat Out Motorsports or RCA Racing. That's one of the more interesting things about this. So definitely going to talk to you next week at Homestead. Give you a bit of early luck there heading into it, and congratulations on third here tonight.
Thank you. Hopefully we'll be talking about a championship one next week. That's the goal.
Absolutely. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for us here tonight. Next week, going to end it all at Homestead Miami Speedway. Points are going to be updated a little bit later here tonight. We'll give you some chase scenarios next week and run you down the whole deal. Hopefully we'll have Michael Skinner back as well. But here tonight, definitely some shakeup in the points here tonight. It's going to look a whole lot different than it did coming into tonight. So we hope to see you next week as well. And Wednesday night, a whole new round for the Hardline Truck Series over there as well. I hope to see you Wednesday night. And definitely make sure to tune in Thursday night, the season finale at Homestead. I'm Justin Colby. Thank you for watching here tonight. Really hope to see you next week. And it'll be interesting to see which of the final 4 gets the championship next week.